Today is November 9th, 2015, and I found an article over here on The Sun. Lover Rob was really married dad Stewart. Exclusive: Mandy O'Keefe tricked into 16-month romance by con man. So let me get into this. As Mandy O'Keefe cuddled up to fellow Rob Priestley for a romantic holiday snap, she felt happy she was in the perfect relationship. But the reality of their 16-month romance was drastically different because, unknown to Mandy, Rob had a secret family. Dun 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 dun. The con man, real name Stewart Priestley, was actually married with a daughter, but he had created a fake persona and duped Mandy into having an affair. She only uncovered her partner's lies after overhearing someone refer to him as Stewart on the phone. Suspicious, she tracked down the company he said he worked for, discovered he had lied about his name, and found out about his secret family who lived just 5 miles away. When Mandy confronted Priestley about his lies, he confessed everything. Heartbroken, Mandy says, "It was the ultimate betrayal. The man I was in love with just didn't exist. It has completely messed with my head. When I saw some pictures of him with his wife and child online, I felt sick. I couldn't believe the scheming he did to deceive me. I'm starting to put my life back together, but it's difficult." And here's a picture of her. Mandy, 41, signed up to dating site Plenty of Fish in April 2014 and soon met IT engineer Rob. The accountant from Walsall, West Mids, says, "I thought he was nice looking and he was very polite and interested in me. A month after our first message, we arranged to meet. I was so excited to see him." The couple met in a pub in Sutton Coldfield, Birmingham, where Priestley told Mandy he had driven from his home in Leeds. He said he often found it hard to hold down a girlfriend because he worked away so much. Mandy says there was a spark at our first meeting. Things got serious quickly, and he'd make the effort to visit a couple of times a week and would message me hundreds of times a day. I admired that he worked so hard. He also spent a lot of time looking after his 2-year-old niece. He sent me snaps of them. Over the course of the next 12 months, the relationship blossomed. And there's a picture of him right there. The couple went on weekend breaks and celebrated their first anniversary with a trip to Milan in April this year. Mandy says, "We were totally in love. On the way out, he bought some expensive perfume for his sister-in-law, which I thought was so thoughtful." Priestley gave Mandy the impression he was very close to his family and often went on holiday with them. She says, "He went to Florida for a couple of weeks in June. I thought he'd invite me to meet his family, but he didn't. Instead, he sent me pictures of him with his niece. Everything was going perfectly until July, when I had to go to the hospital to have my gallbladder removed. Rob was by my side. In fact, he was cradling me in his arm when his phone rang. I heard the other person call him Stewart and got confused. He took the rest of the call outside, and I felt too ill to challenge him when he came back. But after Priestley left, Mandy could not shake off what she had heard. She says, I texted him and said, 'I don't know who you are, but you're not Rob, are you?' He replied straight away, saying, 'Where did that come from?' and promised he'd prove he was Rob when he was back from a work trip. But Mandy could not wait, she says. He told me his company name, so I searched it online and found his director was listed as Stewart Priestley." And there's a picture of him. See, you guys? Women are getting smarter. They're doing research. They can go online now. Continuing on. Yatito, which lets you search people online for free, then told me he was based in Wolverhampton. My mind was racing as I searched until it brought up an Alison Priestley. I immediately clicked on her Facebook page, and staring me in the face was a picture of them together. I knew then he was married, and the niece he used to show me pictures of turned out to be their daughter. After more searching, Mandy's heart skipped a beat when an address for a couple showed up 5 minutes from her home. She immediately drove there. Mandy says, "I pulled up to the house, saw his car on the drive, and a woman in the window. I was so angry, I thought about charging in at his house and screaming at him, but instead I just sat there, trying to believe what I was seeing. I drove home in tears and emailed him, telling him I knew the truth, then emailed pictures of us to his wife. He wrote back admitting the whole thing. He apologized and asked me not to tell his wife, but it was too late." 2 weeks later, Mandy heard from Priestley again. She says he apologized and said the reason he had gone on a dating website was because he wanted a break from reality and a bit of fun. I still can't believe this was all he could say after more than a year. His wife also wrote back asking me to stop contacting their family, but I have no idea if she stayed with him or not. I still cannot believe I lived a lie for more than a year. Stewart previously said, I am sorry for the hurt I have caused anyone. Well, what do you folks think about that? Almost sounds like one of them Lifetime movies. I don't know if you watch Lifetime movies, but if you're ever bored, I suggest you check some out. I'll add them into the playlist of Got Time to Kill, something to watch, food for thought. Anyways, leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, rate and subscribe. And also share this message with somebody out there who could use this type of information. That's going to do it for this news report. This is September Man out.